We will discuss about the foreign exchange market. So let us start now. Now, as far as the objectives are concerned, this lecture has two objectives. This lecture will help you in understanding the meaning and concept of foreign exchange market. You will also get to know about all the major participants of foreign exchange market with the help of this lecture. Now the contents, so we would be moving upon all these contents during the entire course of lecture. Initially we will start from the meaning of foreign exchange, then we will discuss the characteristics of foreign exchange, then we will discuss the functions of foreign exchange, and then we will discuss the structure of foreign exchange, and finally we will discuss all the major participants of foreign exchange. Now, as far as the meaning of foreign exchange is concerned, foreign exchange market is actually a place where foreign money are bought and sold. So it is an institutional arrangement for buying and selling of foreign currencies. Exporter sells the foreign currencies and importers they buy them. Now the characteristics of foreign exchange. It is actually an electronic market. It has geographical dispersal, means it is there all around the world. Then transfer of purchasing power. Generally we transfer purchasing power from one individual to another individual in case of foreign exchange. Then there are intermediaries in some of the transactions. Then provision of credit through letter of credit is there, and minimization of risk. The concept of this minimization of risk also prevails in this kind of market. Now, functions of foreign exchange. So foreign exchange generally performs these three types of functions. They are number 1 transfer function, number 2 credit function, and number 3 hedging function. Now the structure of foreign exchange market. So foreign exchange market generally is divided into two categories or two parts. Number 1 is retail market and number 2 is wholesale market. So if we talk about retail market, it includes bank and money changers. Currencies and banknotes and checks, all are the instruments of this retail market. Now if we talk about the wholesale market, it includes interbank, that is bank accounts and deposits, and they are being managed by the central bank, which is Reserve Bank of India in case of India. Now these all are the major participants of foreign exchange market. They are number 1 retail clients, number 2 commercial banks, number 3 foreign exchange brokers, and number 4 central banks. So we will going to discuss about them in detail one by one in the upcoming slides. So foreign exchange transaction. Actually it is an agreement between two parties to exchange one currency for another at an agreed exchange rate or at an agreed date. It also provides protection against unfavorable exchange rates. Now, nature of foreign exchange transactions. So, what we generally do, we do hedging to avoid the loss, means it is a kind of cover that we are covering for ourselves for the upcoming future losses. Then we have arbitrage to purchase currency of two or more countries. Then speculation is there, which means that we have to sell if price is less, or sorry, we have to buy if price is less and we have to sell if price is high. Then types of transactions. So as far as transactions are concerned, we will discuss this first type, that is spot transaction. As the name says, the spot transaction is when the buyer and seller of different currencies settle their payments within the 2 days of the deal. It is the fastest way to exchange the currencies. Here the currencies are exchanged over a 2-day period, which means no contract is signed between the countries. The exchange rate at which the currencies are exchanged is called the spot exchange rate. This rate is often the prevailing exchange rate. The market in which the spot sale and purchase of currencies is facilitated is called as the spot market. Now next is forward transaction. Forward transaction means it is a future transaction where the buyer and seller enter into an agreement of sale and purchase of currency after 90 days of the deal at a fixed exchange rate on a definite date in the future. The rate at which the currency is exchanged is called a forward exchange rate. The market in which the deals for the sale and purchase of currency at some future date is made is known as a forward market. Now next is futures transaction. The futures transactions are also a kind of forward transactions and deals with the contracts in the same manner as that of normal forward transactions. But however, the transactions made in a futures contract differs from the transactions made in the forward contract on the following grounds. So these are the grounds of differentiation between the forward contract and a future contract. The forward contract can be customized on the client's requests, while the future contracts, they are a kind of standardized contracts such as the features, date and the size of the contract is standardized. The future contracts can only be traded on the organized exchanges, while the forward contracts can be traded anywhere depending on the convenience of the client. No margin is required in case of forward contracts, while margins are required for all the participants, and an initial margin is kept as collateral so as to establish the future position. Now the next is swap transaction. The swap transactions involve a simultaneous borrowing and lending of two different currencies between the two investors. Here one investor borrows the currency and lends another currency to the second investor. The obligation to repay the currencies is used as collateral and the amount is repaid at a forward rate. The swap contracts allow the investors to utilize the funds in the currency held by him or her to pay off the obligations denominated in a different currency without suffering a foreign exchange risk. Now the option transactions. The foreign exchange option gives an investor the right but not the obligation to exchange the currency in one denomination to another at an agreed exchange rate on a predefined date. An option to buy the currency is called as a call option, while the option to sell the currency is called as a put option. Now the next is settlement date. Settlement date is in securities industry term describing the date on which a trade, that is bonds, equities, foreign exchange, commodities, etc., they are being settled. That is the actual day on which transfer of cash or assets is completed and is usually a few days after the trade was done. The number of days between trade date and the settlement date depends on the security and the convention in the market it was being traded. For example, when settling a share transaction on the London Stock Exchange, this is set at trade date plus 2 business days. So if we continue with this settlement date, then spot transaction. Here the transaction takes place on transaction plus 2 business days, that is in spot exchange transaction, settlement usually takes 2 business or working days. Then next is ready or cash transaction. In these types of transaction is settled on same day, that is on the day of trade. Then next is tomorrow transaction. These types of contract settlement of underlying is to be done on the next day, that is tomorrow, as the name says. Next is future or forward contract. These contracts are settled on a specific future date at a fixed price. Now foreign exchange rates. An exchange rate is the rate at which one currency will be exchanged for another. It is also regarded as the value of one country's currency in relation to another currency. For example, an interbank exchange rate of 114 Japanese yen to the United States dollar means that 114 yen will be exchanged for each US $1, or that US $1 will be exchanged for each 114 yen. In this case, it is said that the price of a dollar in relation to yen is yen 114, or equivalently that the price of a yen in relation to dollars is $1 upon 114. Now foreign exchange determination. Demand for foreign exchange. When Indian people and business firms want to make payments to the US nationals for buying US goods and services, or to make gifts to the US citizens, or to buy assets there, the demand for foreign exchange is generated. In other words, Indians demand or buy dollars by paying rupee in the foreign market. A country releases its foreign currency for buying imports. Thus, what appears in the debit side of the balance of payments account is the sources of demand for foreign exchange. The larger the volume of imports, the greater is the demand for foreign exchange. Now the supply function. We can determine supply of foreign exchange. Supply of foreign currency comes from its receipts for its exports. If the foreign nationals and firms intend to purchase Indian goods or buy Indian assets or give grants to the government of India, the supply of foreign exchange is generated. Then foreign exchange quotations. It is the amount of currency that is exchanged for a unit of another currency. For example, the exchange rate of rupees in India may be quoted in terms of dollar. Example, rupees per dollar is equal to 75. Now these are the types of foreign exchange quotations: bid and ask prices, direct rates, spot rates, interbank quotations, indirect rates or quotes, cross currency rates, and forward rates. Now these are the self-assessment questions. These questions are based on the lecture. Whatever we have discussed in this lecture, we have covered all these things, and the students are supposed to answer these questions on the basis of your knowledge and learning out of this lecture. So question number 1 is explain the meaning and characteristics of foreign exchange. Also discuss its major functions. Next, question number 2 is discuss in detail the structure of foreign exchange market. Then question number 3 is discuss briefly about all the participants of foreign exchange. These all are the references from which the material to prepare this lecture has been taken. Thank you so much for your patience listening. Now, if anyone of you want to seek more clarification or more knowledge in any of the point, then you are free to contact me at any point of time. Thank you once again.